Earlier this week, congressional leaders struck a deal to avert another government shutdown and put off our next completely avoidable, 100% self-imposed budget crisis until next September. If you're a congressperson looking to sneak in something shady under the radar, this budget bill is the perfect opportunity, since 1, it's 1,600 pages long and therefore very easy to hide things in, and 2, Congress kinda has to pass it or the government shuts down. Again. So, of course, there are a whole lot of shady things in this deal. Because this 1,600-page bill was released on Tuesday night and we are not magic, we can't list every single one of those things just yet. But we can highlight the 5 crappiest ones that we've come across so far. Everything from crazily wasteful spending to overturning a popular marijuana legalization ballot initiative. Sorry, DC. Alright, let's get to it. Number 5. So, our intrepid congressional appropriators ordered 4 more F-35 Joint Strike Fighters for a cool $479 million, even though the Pentagon did not ask for them. Now, despite the crazy amount of money we've poured into the F-35 project, it continues to run into these minor technical snags like, and I'm quoting directly here, an inability to turn, climb, or run. Now, I'm not a pilot, but I'm pretty sure turning is kind of important when you're flying a plane, right? Planes need to turn. In what we're sure is a completely unrelated coincidence, Lockheed Martin, the defense contractor receiving billions of taxpayer dollars to build the F-35, spent more than $28 million on political contributions and lobbying in the last election cycle alone. Number 4, $93 million in cuts to the Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program. Since those shiny new F-35s aren't going to pay for themselves, Congress did manage to trim a few areas of the budget. For example, the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, commonly referred to as WIC, was on the receiving end of a $93 million budget cut. WIC provides low-income mothers and children with vouchers that can be exchanged for food that meets certain nutritional guidelines. You know, maybe those low-income women and children and infants should try hiring some lobbyists. Or being planes, with really good lobbyists. Number 3, nullification of voter-backed marijuana legalization in Washington, D.C. The 2014 midterms saw voters in Oregon, Alaska, and Washington, D.C. vote to legalize marijuana for recreational use. Unlike in Alaska and Oregon, however, the D.C. ballot measure is subject to congressional approval. So, despite the fact that the actual citizens of Washington, D.C. voted for legalization by a margin of more than 2 to 1, anti-legalization advocates in Congress attached a rider that completely undoes the voter-backed change and keeps marijuana illegal in the district. And while this is basically a flaming middle finger to the 70% of DC residents who voted for legalization, I'm sure the pharmaceutical industry and alcohol manufacturers, both of whom regularly fund anti-legalization campaigns and spend millions of dollars every year to buy political influence, are pretty happy with this outcome. Number 2, the part that Citigroup wrote. So, after the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of people were understandably less enthusiastic about derivatives trading, a financial instrument that played a major role in the crisis and led to the collapse and eventual $85 billion taxpayer bailout of insurance giant AIG. As Ben Protest of the New York Times explained, Congress used the 2010 Dodd-Frank law to create a requirement that banks push out some derivatives trading into separate units that are not backed by the government's deposit insurance fund. Basically, that helps isolate the risky derivatives trading from parts of the bank that are eligible for government bailouts. Yeah, so the current budget deal includes a repeal of the Dodd-Frank derivatives rule that was literally written by big bank lobbyists. Like, that just actually, they wrote it. A leaked document obtained by the New York Times revealed that 70 of the 85 lines in the derivatives portion of the budget deal reflect recommendations made in a piece of model legislation written by lobbyists for Citigroup, another bank that played a major role in the 2008 crisis and also received billions of taxpayer dollars as a result. Now, Wall Street's allies in Congress, which to be fair is most of Congress, have effectively copy-pasted the Citigroup-approved language out of the old bill and into the current budget deal, which can't be vetoed without shutting down the government. Hey, on a completely unrelated note, did you know that Wall Street spends $1.5 million per day to buy influence with our government? Because they definitely do. So, by now you've probably noticed a theme developing here. Everything on this list is a direct result of the money pouring into our political system. And that brings us to our number 1. the huge political money loophole that Congress is trying to sneak into the budget deal. In a provision conveniently located on page 1599 of a 1600-page document, thanks guys, Congress lays out donation rules that would allow individuals to give more than $300,000 directly to political parties every year. That's over 10 times the current limit. NPR's Peter Overby reports that the changes in the campaign finance law surfaced without fanfare during negotiations when either Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid or Minority Leader Mitch McConnell could have vetoed them. Both major parties had a chance to stop this new political money loophole, and neither of them did. When we say that money has corrupted America's government, this budget deal is exactly the kind of thing we're talking about. Until we put an end to this kind of corruption, all of us, Democrats, Republican, Independent, does not matter, will continue to get screwed over by budget deals and other laws exactly like this one. Alright, now here's the good news. We have a plan to tackle this corruption head on, and it's already falling into place. We just passed the first citywide anti-corruption act in the United States in Tallahassee, Florida, and click right here if you want to learn more about that. It should just show up. Unless you don't have annotations on, then I just look like a psychopath. And more cities and states are on their way in 2016. If that sounds like something you would like to be a part of, I want you to pause this video right now, seriously, and go to this URL. Let us know you want to join us, and one of our organizers will get in touch. You can click right here to subscribe to our channel and make us all very happy. And you can click right here to like us on Facebook and get all the latest updates from Anti-Corruption Land. I'm Mansoor for Represent Us, and I will see you next time.